Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Doncaster Racecourse here. On Saturday, it is March the 24th, 2018. The turf flat season gets underway today from Doncaster. It's an excellent card of racing. I will have full card selections on my Twitter page, so go check that out. But for this video, I'll be looking at the first four races, the stakes races. Some very nice races, some very nice horses running in them. So let's get on to it. So we're going to look at races 1, 2, 3, and 4 here. The 150, the 225, 3 o'clock, and the featured 335, which is the Lincoln Handicap. Let's get on to it. Starting off with the first race from Doncaster, the 150. It is the Unibet Camage Trophy Stakes. It's the Camage Trophy listed stakes for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $50,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 11 horses going the 1,200-meter trip or 6 furlongs on the Doncaster turf course. My top pick in this race, I'm going to give 2 horses that I think can win, but here's my tri-cast, my top 3 basically. 947 for me. My top pick, I like the number 9 horse Visionary, but another horse I want to talk about, who I like a little bit, Lancelot Dulac, the 4 horse. So my top 2 here are 9-4. My top pick, number 9, Visionary, 20-1. Luke Morris is on this Robert Cowell train, 4-year-old gelding by Dream Ahead. This horse's most recent outing came on the 7th of October. A lot of these horses today running at Doncaster are coming off, layoffs since October, so just keep that in mind. But this horse ran at Ascot, yielding ground. You're going to see soft ground today, so just keep that in mind. 6 furlongs in the Group 3 John Guest Benno Stakes. This horse finished 10th by 31 lengths and really hit the wall that day. It was the horse's first start in a while, but he just never got into the ground. Tough race. I think with a step down in class here to this spot, he should run a lot better. Start before the 22nd of July at Newbury. Soft ground, similar ground that you'll see today. 6 furlongs, 1,200 meters in the Group 3 Hackwood Stakes. This horse finished 9th by 17 lengths. Again, just really never got into it that day. It was a very tough race. And then the Commonwealth Cup at Royal Ascot, 6 furlongs on the 23rd of June, that Group 1 race. He finished 8th by 9 1/4 lengths, 50-1. Caravaggio, who won that day, ran a decent stellar effort. This horse just couldn't really catch him. But the last time this horse went down to a listed company, that came on the 20th of May at Newbury. Soft ground, 6 furlongs, 1,200 meters in listed stakes. He won by head. He quickened up nicely and had a very nice, easy victory. I like this horse here with a step down class. Watch out for this one. Another horse I like here is the 4 horse Lancelot Dulac. Gets the leg up of Robert Winston on this one. Dean Ivory trains this one, this 8-year-old gelding. This horse has had a few starts on the all-weather this winter so far. His most recent outing came on the 10th of March, 2 weeks ago now, at Wolverhampton. 6 furlongs on the Tapete in the Class 2 handicap. This horse won by 3/4 of a length, even with high weight of 135 pounds. It didn't affect this horse. He quickened up nicely, had a very nice, easy victory, second off the layoff, and then a listed stakes in early February at Linkfield. 6 furlongs. This horse finished 6th by length. First start in a while. He needed that race, but has a few starts on wet ground under his belt, and all the races on wet ground this horse excels on. He's not a firm ground specialist, he's a wet ground specialist. He should run well here today, but 5-2 is the odds. Is a little bit, I would like to see this horse a little higher in odds, not lower, but I do fancy him a little bit here also. But to recap my bets for the first from Doncaster, the 150, it's the Camage Trophy. I'm going to go with the number 9 horse Visionary. I also like the number 4 horse here a little bit, Lancelot Dulac also. I'm going to go 9-4-7 in the tri-cast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2 from Doncaster, the 225. The 225 from Doncaster, it is the Spring Mile Handicap. It's Class 2 handicap going for a purse of $61,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 21 horses going the 1,600 meter trip or 1 mile on the Doncaster turf course. They'll be using the straight 1 mile. Keep that in mind. I don't believe they'll be using the round, the turn 1 mile this afternoon, but I might be wrong. My top pick here in this race, I'm going to give you 2 horses that I think can win. The 3 horse Original Choice, and I think the 16 horse here, who is Dark Devil, could get into it also. So 3-16 for me here in the second, the Spring Mile from Doncaster. My first horse we talked about is the number 3 horse Original Choice. James Doyle's on this William Hag Magus trained 4-year-old gelding by Dragon Pulse. He hasn't started since the 30th of September at Haydock. It was heavy ground that day, and it always seems that every time there's a meeting at Haydock, it's always heavy. But 1600 meters, 1 mile Class 2 handicap there. This horse finished second by nose, wide poster. This horse closed up well, just missed, but it was a very respectful second place finish off a layoff. Before that, at Chester in yielding ground, 1 mile in an apprentice handicap. This horse had a high weight of 145 pounds. This horse finished second by 7 lengths. Yeah, a decent second place finish that day. Was closing up well with high weight, but it wasn't bad. And then a Thirsk, probably my least favorite race course in the UK, behind Redcar, or in front of Redcar, whatever. 1600 meters in Class 2 handicap. This horse won by 3 3/4 lengths on that race. High weight didn't affect us when he quickened up nicely. He's a horse that likes wet ground. All of his best races have come on wet ground. He should handle the mile. He gets James Doyle up. Watch out for this one to run a big one. Another horse I like is the number 16 horse, Dark Devil. Gets the leg up of Tony Hamilton. On this Richard Fahey trained 5-year-old gelding by Dark Angel. This horse's most recent outing came on the 23rd of October at Windsor. 1600 meters, 1 mile in soft ground in Class 4 handicap. This horse finished second by 1/4 lengths from a wide poacher, which is not ideal there. But this horse, he was closing up well. He was second best. He wasn't going to catch the winner, but he was second best. Before that, at Ayr, the 12th of October, very heavy ground, 600 meters, 1 mile in Class 4 handicap. He finished ninth by 15 lengths. He had a high weight of 132 pounds and a wide poster, and he just never was there. Wasn't his day to win. And that Chester, the 30th of September, 7 furlongs, 14 meters, Class 4 handicap. Finished second by half length. He was with the pace setters. He just couldn't get that good closing kick at the end, but he was second best. And then at Chester on the 15th of September, probably his best race in 2017. It's only victory. And Class 4 apprentice handicap. He won by half length. High weight 151 pounds that race. Wide poacher, not ideal, but this horse quickened up nicely and had a great victory that day. But he should do well here today. He's a front-end horse, and he handles the going, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the second from Doncaster, the 225, it's the spring mile handicap. Gonna go with the 3 horse Original Choice. I'm gonna go with the 16 horse here also, Dark Devil. 316 for me here in the spring mile from Doncaster. So let's get on to race number 3 from Doncaster, the 3 o'clock. The 3 o'clock is the Doncaster Mile. It's a listed stakes going for a purse of $50,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going the 1600 meter triple 1 mile on the straight mile course. My top pick in this race, I like the number 4 horse, Crazy Horse. I'm going to go 4-6-5 in the tricast of the trifecta. 4-6-5, tricast, trifecta. Top pick number 4, Crazy Horse. Liam Kennery is on this George Baker trained 5-year-old gelding by Sleeping in India. Source hasn't started since the first meeting of 2017 here at Doncaster. 1 year ago, April the 1st, at Doncaster, yielding ground 1 mile, 600 meters on Doncaster Mile. As a 3-1 favorite with Frankie Dettori up, this horse finished 8th by 8 3/4 lengths, was never really there. I'm guessing he got injured out of that run. He missed the whole rest of the season. Coming here today, off a long layoff, I do think this horse should run well. It's not as tough as a race as it was last year, and the ground's a lot wetter too, which should be good for him because he likes wet ground. Before that, you have to go to the 25th of November of 2016 at St. Cloud. Heavy ground, 1 mile in the listed stakes. He finished second by 2.5 lengths. From wide poster, again, he was coming up well at the end. He just missed, but it wasn't a bad one. And then the Prix de Perth at St. Cloud, 1 mile, 600 meters on 30th of October of 2016. This horse finished second by 1 3/4 lengths. He was a very good second place finish, closed up well. And then his one of his victories in a Class 3 conditions race at Salisbury in 2016. This horse won by 3/4 length. Wet ground, he just destroyed it. Very nice, easy victory. He's won 3 times. His last victory came on the 10th of October of 2016, so almost 2 years ago now, or a year and a half ago, whatever it's been. But, off a layoff, I do like him here. Watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the third from Doncaster, it's the Doncaster Mile Stakes. Going to go with the 4 horse Crazy Horse. Going to go 4-6-5 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4, the 335, which is featured on the program. The fourth race from Doncaster, the 335. It's featured on the afternoon. It is the Lincoln Handicap. It's a Class 2 handicap going for a purse of $135,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 22 horses going the 1,600-meter trip or 1 mile on the turf course. Very difficult race to get your head around. I'll give you 3 horses that I think can win. Those 3 horses are the number 1 horse, Lord Glitters, the number 13 horse, Grey Britain, and the number 14 horse, Adib. So 1, 13, 14 for me. First horse we'll be talking about is the number 1 horse, Lord Glitters. Daniel Thudhope is on this. David O'Mara trained. 5-year-old gelding by Whipper. This horse's most recent outing came on the 14th of November. That came at Newmarket, yielding ground, 600 meters, 1 mile in the Class 1 listed stakes. You know, he finished second by a neck that day. He just missed at the end, but it wasn't a bad outing. You know, he ran well. Before that, in the Balmoral Handicap at Ascot, 1 mile, 600 meters on the 21st of October, with wet ground, second off the layoff, he quickened up nicely, winning by a neck, an all-around great race. Even as a 3-1 favorite, it was a great race for this horse. And then in Class 2 Handicap 2 weeks earlier at Ascot, 7 furlongs, 1,400 meters, this horse finished second by half length. He needed that race. It was his first start since May, and you know, he ran well, but just looking at the replay, he needed that race. Before that, he was running in France at Saint-Cloud in mid-May of 2017, a mile, 600 meters in a listed stakes. He won by 2.5 lengths. He quickened up nicely, had a very easy victory, and then he won before that Shunty on the all-weather from wide poster, from 16 out of 16, which is hard to win there at Shunty. But this horse won by 2 lengths, had a very brilliant ride by Christophe Soumillon, and you know, just won for fun. He's a very nice horse here. He should handle the wet going. Watch out for him here in this spot. Another horse I like here is number 13 horse, Grey Britain. Giald Massez on this John Ryan trained 4-year-old gelding by Arcano. This horse is a workhorse. He's making his 3rd start of March so far, but his most recent outing came on the 10th of March, 2 weeks ago now, in Dubai at Meydan. 600 meters, 1 mile in the Group 3 Burj Nahar. That race was on dirt. He finished 12th by 48 lengths in his dirt debut, and he just never really handled the dirt well. You know, just watching replay, he was moving his head around. Throw that race out. I don't think that race was to his liking. I think coming back to turf, a wet turf course, which he should really like, he should run a lot better. His start before came on the 1st of March at Meydan. Good ground, mile and a quarter, 2,000 meters and a handicap. He finished 9th by 22 lengths that day. Very dry turf course in the desert. He never really got into it, and also off the layup, he never really got into it. It just wasn't his day to win. And then at Glorious Goodwood, the 3rd of August 2017, a mile and a quarter, Class 2 handicap. He finished 4th by 2 3/4 lengths. High weight of 130 pounds. Didn't really affect his horse. He was coming at the end. Wasn't a bad 4th place finish. One of his best races of 2017. And then before that, in Class 1 listed stakes, Newmarket, 600 meters, July 13th. He finished 5th by 7 lengths that day. He really was never into it. Just wasn't his day to win. But he likes soft ground. His best races have come on soft ground. I think 3rd off the layup. He should run well. Watch out for him. Another horse here I like is the number 14 horse, Adib. James Doyle's on this one. 6-1, 4-year-old gelding by Pivotal. William Haggis trains this one. His horse's most recent outing came on the 29th of September. That came at Newmarket, yielding ground, 1,800 meters, 1 mile and an eighth, and a Class 2 handicap. This horse won by a half length. Even with high weight of 135 pounds, it didn't affect this horse. He just quickened up nicely from the stand side and had a very nice, easy victory. All around good race. Before that, a Class 2 handicap at Goodwood, mile and a quarter on the 3rd of August. His horse finished 3rd by 2 3/4 lengths. Had a good, at Goodwood, you want to be a little wider on the post draws. You know, he had a good post draw that day. He quickened up nicely, but it wasn't a bad run. Decent effort that day. And then July the 14th at Ascot, good ground, 600 meters, Class 3 handicap. Horse won by neck. You know, he destroyed the field. A very nice, easy victory that day. His last few on wet ground have been well. You know, he should run well. Watch out for him here at 6-1. So to recap my bets for the 4th from Doncaster, the 335, it's the Lincoln Handicap. Gonna go with the 1 horse, Lord Glitters. Gonna go with the 13 horse, Grey Britain, and the number 14 horse, Adib. 1-13-14. 1-13-14 here in the Lincoln Handicap for me. So good luck to all. If you want the rest of the races from Doncaster, you have to follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5 to get those. Good luck, everybody, and let's make some money.